Hello students, I hope you all pretty cool and doing great. Then I do believe you are doing your work regularly, then studying all the question answers, meanings, everything you are doing it as regularly as you can. Then today is the continuation of the previous class. Shall we quickly recall the story so far? What is the topic? What's the topic? I can't climb trees anymore. Who's the author of this topic? Ruskin Bond. Clear? Yes. Who's the narrator of this story? Ruskin Bond only. Fine. Then, what was the story? Starts with he visited a house. He visited an old house. Fine. Yeah. At first he stood at the side of the verge of the verge means edge, okay, of the roadside, and he was looking at the house, okay, an old house he was looking at. Why he was looking at, why he visited that place? Because once he lived there. How many years back he lived in that house? 25 years back. How many years lived? Just 3 years he lived as a boy and as a young man. Okay. Then actually this house belongs to his grandmother. Okay. This house was belonged to his grandmother. But now later they sold the house and shifted to other place. Now a new family is living in that house. So he just stood at the side of the road and looking at the house. What are the changes he could find in that house? That house was still the same. The years, 25 years back, he lived in the same house he could see. They didn't demolish and they didn't rebuild or anything. The same house. This house is made up of which? It's a granite. Okay. This house is made up of what is? Granite. Which granite? That was solid blocks of granite. This house. Then what was the change? They built a outhouse, which means guest house in front of this old house. Fine. Then he could find what is fewer trees, less number of trees. They cut down some trees. But in that, what was his favorite tree? Jackfruit tree. That was there. He was he was happy to see that jackfruit tree there. But still many trees were cut down. Then what was the other thing? He couldn't find the turnstile. I hope you saw the picture. Turnstile, that was missing. They removed that turnstile and they built a wall there, right? Then he could see the plant, hollyhocks plant filled in that compound. Clear? Those are the changes he could find there. So when he was looking at, grandmother, that house belonged to his grandmother. Fine? Yes. Then little girl. When he was looking at that house, there he met a little girl who was the owner of that house at present. Okay. Then this, what about her age? 12 to 30. This little girl's age was 12 to 30. Then this girl, she had a big talk and she asked him to get in the house, isn't it? She requested him just to come in the house. There was a way, but what did he? He just climbed over the wall and he jumped down. Didn't jump, slide down, isn't it? He couldn't because now he's a middle-aged man. Fine. So he couldn't jump over the wall and like a boy. But his mind filled with that past memories, his childhood memories. So he just tried, but it's hard for him to climb and jump off from the wall. Clear? Then this, what about this little girl's father who was a colonel? Okay. At that time, this her father her parents were not at home, where did they go? They went to club. Clear? Then he entered. This narrator entered. Ruskin Bond entered his house and they had a walk. There was a stone bench. Do you remember the stone bench? Yeah. Usually in that stone bench, his grandmother take rest after pruning the plants, roses and bougainvillea plants. I told you, paper flower it has. And these are the plants. After pruning that, she take rest on this stone bench. So when he saw the bench, it reminds his grandmother. Clear? So he sat for a while on that stone bench, and that girl also, this little girl also sat near to him, and he just closed his eyes thinking of what? His childhood memories. When he lived in that house, he could hear the music of, do you remember? Have you read the textbook? The music of piano. Then cranking up the car, twittering sounds of bagarigas, that birds, that sound he could hear. So then chimming sounds of his grandfather's clock, that slow noise, ringtone. So all these sound he could hear. Okay. So he just closed his eyes and thinking of all these memories, all these visuals running in his mind. Okay, suddenly he woke up, he opened his eyes and he looked at the house, that jackfruit. That tree was his favorite one. Then he said, I am fond of this trees. Okay. Then he said, I kept a treasure in that tree. There, in that thick branch of the tree, a hollow was there. Hollow means empty space. A small hole was, and I kept some treasure. Like this narrator is sharing with this little girl. Okay, here this girl name and all didn't mention. Then another thing, when he looked at this jackfruit tree, usually he remembers the phrase. Which phrase? Do you remember? His grandmother used to say, a house blessing is the shadow of the tree. Like the exact word is given here. A blessing rests on the house where the shadow of a tree falls. So this phrase he used to remember whenever he see the jackfruit tree. Okay. So clear this much? Shall we move? Yes. So he told this little girl, yes, what did he say? And that jackfruit tree, it has a thick branch. In that branch, at the middle of the branch, there was a small hollow. Hollow means empty space, a hole. Okay. There I kept a treasure. So immediately that girl asked, okay, what kind of treasures? She asked. Yeah, where did they sat? They sat on, where did they sit? They sit on the stone bench and take a conversation. Okay, they are sharing. So she asked, where? Yeah, what kind of treasure? He said, oh, nothing very valuable. Yeah, he said, nothing very valuable. Valuable means precious or high cost. Okay. Just marbles I would want. Marbles. Do you know marbles? We too play with marbles. Small ball, The collection of marbles I kept. Then what else? A book I wasn't supposed to read. That time he was young, right? Small boy. So there are books, there are things we are not supposed to watch and is not supposed to read. That book, a book I kept there. Then a few old coins. Yeah, he had the habit of collecting old coins that I kept. So what are the things? Marbles, a book and old coins. I would collect it and kept in that hollow. Then things came and went like this many. Okay, some I collected, some I left, like that many. I was a bit a crow here. He's telling. I was a kind of crow, a bit a crow, you know, collecting bright things and putting them away. Yes, he liked to collect attractive things, okay, colorful things, and putting them away. Keep it as signed. That was his habit. Then there was my grandfather's iron cross, especially in that collection was an iron cross. That was his grandfather's. Okay, yes, well, not my grandfather's exactly. Actually, it is not my grandfather's. Then whom does it belongs? Let's see. Because he was British. Who was British? His grandfather was British. And the Iron Cross was a German decoration awarded. Decoration means German medal. Okay, German medal awarded for bravery during the war, First World War. Yes, this Iron Cross, you know, his grandfather was British, right? So he got this cross was German cross. German medal, okay, like this Paramveer Chakra, you know, like that in German also they give this cross for the bravery people, okay, bravery soldiers. So during the First World War, it's awarded. Okay, that time when my grandfather fought in France, that time he was in France, okay, he fought in France. From there, he got it from German soldier. In that fight, this cross he got from whom? German soldier. So actually this cross is from German soldiers. Okay, he got that during the World War. Clear? So this iron cross is such a valuable one. Got it? Yeah, like who shared with whom? This narrator shared with this little girl. Fine. Yes. Do you still have it? Yeah. This girl asked. Do you still have it? No, he said, looking her in the eyes. I left it in the jackfruit tree. Yeah. Now I don't have. I left that in the jackfruit tree, in that small hollow. Okay. He had his own collection with that this iron cross also. Fine. Then, you left it in the tree? She asked. Yes, I was so excited at the time, packing and saying goodbye to people and thinking about the ship I was going to sail on that. I simply forgot all about it. Yeah, that day, no, when he was a boy, okay, small boy, that day he was so busy, what, packing up his belongings and saying goodbye to others, then thinking about the ship. He sailed. Sail means travel. So his mind was engaged with those things. Fine. So that he couldn't take this treasure. He kept that hollow. He forgot that. Okay. He left that in the hollow itself, in that jackfruit tree. Fine. Then this girl, you know, she quietly said, yeah, it may still be there in the hollow part of the branch. Yeah, perhaps it must be there because you left that there, isn't it? So it must be there. Yes, he said, it's 25 years, but it may still be there unless someone else found it. Yes, if anybody not taken this, definitely it would be there only. It must be there, right? Like he also replied. Would you like to go and look? Yeah, she asked. Do you want to see the cross? Do you want to take that? You can take, you know, like that, she said. I can't climb trees anymore. See the title. I can't. Why he can't climb tree? Now we get the answer for why he can't climb the trees. Why he can't climb? Because he is middle-aged. He cannot. As a boy now he cannot climb the trees. Right? He tried even though. He climbed up the wall. Do you remember? Yes, he felt very, he was so tired, breathlessly. He was struggling. So again, climbing up trees is so hard for him. So he said, I can't climb trees anymore. If you can't, I will go and see. You just sit here and wait for me. Yeah, this little girl said, okay, fine. You be here. Okay, if you can't climb, then you be here. I will go and take that. Like this girl said. Okay, you wait for me. And she went there. She climbed up the jackfruit tree and she found that. Okay, she got the cross, red cross. Yes, if you can't, I will go and see. You just sit here and wait for me. I have found it. She's cried. Yeah, this girl, went and got the cross. She got the treasure. Then she cried. Here, cried meaning screaming. Okay, out of excitement. She got the treasure, So she was screaming. Okay, I have found something. Like that, she screamed. And now, barefoot, she ran breathlessly towards him in her outstretched hand, rusty old meadow. Yeah, now, she was screaming and running towards him with the barefoot. Barefoot means without a chappal. Okay, she held that cross with her. This cross, years back he kept there. So this cross covered with water, rust. Clear? Yes, so she scrambled and approached towards him, this middle-aged narrator. Clear? Yeah, he took it from her and turned it over and in his palm. Yeah, he got that cross and he kept on his palm. This place is palm, P-A-L-M. Okay, yeah, he kept that and he was looking at the cross. Okay, his old memories, how many years back he collected that, right? Yeah, he kept that. So he was looking at it and his all the past memories running in his mind. Clear? Yes. Then he took it from her and turned it over over his palm. Is it the iron cross? She asked eagerly. Oh, is this the iron cross you mentioned? Yes, like she asked. Then he said, yes, he said, this is. Okay, this is it. This one only I kept there. Like he replied. Now I know why you came. You wanted to see if it was still in the tree. Yeah, a small girl, she is telling, yeah, now I understood the secret of your arrival. You need this iron cross. That's why you came here, right? Like this girl is asking. Yes, I found your secret. Why you came here. For this, what is iron cross only you came. Like she is asking. Yes, perhaps you may be right. This man also replied. Perhaps. Okay, you may be right. I'm not really sure why I came. But I'm not really sure. I don't know. Okay, why I came here. But you can keep the cross. You found it after all. Yes, he said like this. He said, and he gave the cross. He had a look at the cross. Then he gave that cross to that girl. Okay. Then he said, as a token of love, you keep it with you. You only found it, You climbed up the tree. That's why you just keep it. Okay. As a token of love, you keep it. Like that, this man told her. No. You keep it. It's yours. Yeah. This girl, replied. No, it's yours. So you have to keep it with you. But it could have remained in the tree for another 25 years if you hadn't climbed up to look for it. Yes, definitely I cannot climb up the trees, isn't it? I am middle-aged, old. But if you didn't climb and didn't look for, find this, it would be there next 25 years also, isn't it? It will be there only. Who will take until no one takes this, right? Like this man said. But if you hadn't come back again, yeah, why? How could I take this? Because of you. You only said about this secret, right? That's all. That's why only I could find that. Like they are chatting. Do you get the conversation? Yes. On the right, then he didn't say anything. something is running in his mind. Okay, and he said, yes, on the right day, at the right time, with the right person. Okay, don't forget this quote. Okay, on the right day, at the right time, and with the right person, he said, and getting up and placing the medal in her hands. He kept that medal, that iron cross, okay, on his that medal in this girl's hand he placed, and I was in the cross I came for. I was my youth. Yeah, I didn't come to take or get this cross. I came for my youth. Okay, because when he visited that place, all his childhood memories, see, these are the things we cannot simply explain with the words. It's an emotion, right? It's very difficult. That much thoughts running in his mind. Lot of small visuals, grandmother, grandfather, all these small things running, okay, in his mind. So he is longing for his youth. He said, I came here for my youth. Like he said, and he gave the cross to this little girl. Clear? Yes. She didn't understand. She is small enough. She didn't understand what does he mean really. Then, but she walked with him to the gate and waited. Yeah. Anyway, she walked with him. He was leaving. Okay. So she walked near with him till the gate. Okay. Then where the road turned, he looked back and waved to her. Yes. He turned back. He went left out and he was turning, okay, at the end of the road, and he turned back, looked at that girl, and he waved his hand. Okay, yes, then he quickened means made fast his steps and moved briskly. Then he moved very fast. The bus stop. There was sprightliness in his step, and something cried loud in his heart. He felt something, okay, something that we cannot explain, that much feeling. He had that much emotion, okay, by looking at the house, okay. He got the past memories. He feels, we cannot predict that he feels happy or sad. We cannot say that, that kind of feeling, okay. You need to understand that. Then the mango-scented summer breeze made the blood course in his vein, and he forgot for a moment that he couldn't climb the trees anymore. Yes, there, when he visited, have you noticed one thing? He was a middle-aged man, but he forgot his age for a moment, at least for a moment. He forgot that and he climbed that wall. Have you noticed that? Then later what happened? He couldn't jump off the wall. He was sliding down. So that is what his memories, that is what the power of memories. He could feel completely his childhood. That means his youth as a boy. Do you understand? So such a nice story it is. Please read it 2-3 times. Then only you can understand. See, the question will be asked. They may ask, give a sentence and punctuate the following. So, in that way, you have to read the sentence carefully. Okay, 2-3 times. So, please read that. Through this, you too can improve your language. Okay, then let's take a look at the what is exercise. Flip page number at 32. Statement. Yeah. Please answer this. The visitor had hidden a few old coins in the tree. True or false? Yes, he had hidden, right? The jackfruit tree was still there. Yes, it didn't. That new owner didn't cut down, isn't it? It was still there. As a boy, the visitor used to swing on the turnstile. Yes. As a boy, he was playing. He get giddy, right? Feeling unsteady by playing round and round. Then the visitor had sold the house. No, the visitor already when they lived, they sold the house. Then only they shifted, right? Then the girl came out of the house. Yeah, this girl, in a little girl only, talked with this man, and they had a good chat, and asked him to get in, and they sat on the bench, like many things they shared, right? Yeah, the visitor was able to remember the music of piano. Do you remember? Yes, when he sat and closed his eyes, he could remember all these memories. The visitor was able to climb the jackfruit tree. No, he was old enough, he couldn't, right? So all these exercises, please you do it and study the question answers, especially the hard words, glossary part, as well as some hard words I have mentioned, those things also, please study it. Okay, read this very well, then don't omit anything. Book back exercises also. 5 more exercises, let me read. The story I can't climb trees anymore highlights the importance of dash. Yeah, what it highlights the story. Middle aged, okay, a lot of options given: old age, youth, adulthood, middle age mentioned. Okay, the house was which was visited by the man. Yeah, the house was remained, what is, unchanged. They didn't alter the house, they didn't demolish. Fine. Who said a blessing rests on the house where the shadow of a tree falls? Usually this quote said by whom? His grandmother. Okay. Then the visitor came back to the house because he was looking for his lost youth. Yes, actually, why did he come to visit this house? To get the memory of, he was looking for the old youth, okay, childhood memories. For that only he came here. Okay, then the visitor gifted the dash little girl. Yeah, what did he gift her? Gift that iron cross. Fine. Yes, then all these small memories he shared with this small little girl, and this little girl also so nice, so kind with him, right? This is for the story. Please read it and do well. See you next class. Thank you.